I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, things are going so well at Manchester United that I bet if there was a load of drama that happened today, whether that's a resolution with what's going on with Erik Ten Hag, or just some random injuries start to affect us, we could probably ride it out because things are going A-OK at Manchester United at the moment, aren't they? Right? Yeah, well, no, because I recorded a video this morning talking about Mazraoui, who's been sidelined because of this cardiac arrhythmia. And at the time, the information that we had was that he was going to be out for about 8 weeks. Since then, it's been reported on by some more reputable journalists, and it doesn't have a timeline. It may still be 8 weeks because they're saying like after the international break in November. That's pretty close to 8 weeks, really, in the grand scheme of things, isn't it? But either way, yeah, he's had a procedure because of something that's been existing, and I'll get into a little bit about what that is because I have seen like quite a lot of people speculating on what that is and what that might be and all the rest of that sort of stuff. So if you're unfamiliar, cardiac arrhythmia is when the heart beats irregularly. Now, it can be too fast, it can be too slow, it can be just out of sync. It can be quite a few different things. And it's a condition that can be really, really dangerous if it's not treated. But thankfully, it looks like he's already undergone procedure to correct it. And now they're talking about his timeline being anywhere from, I guess, 4 to 8 weeks, which is the information that we had earlier. And I guess that was actually more accurate than people want to say. Although, as they're trying to find out information, they're not really keen to talk about it. Now, a lot of people are wondering then, why wasn't this picked up in his medical when he signed for United? Well, I'm certainly no expert in this field, but my sister dealt with something like this. So my sister played for United. She played for City as well. She did 3 years at both, and she dealt with this. She had a heart murmur going on herself. So I do know a little bit about it, certainly not an expert on it. But cardiac arrhythmias can be tricky. They can be episodic, which means that they can appear and then just disappear again. It's not something that you just listen to someone's heart and it's there at all times. So when he had his medical for United, it might not have been there. Now, obviously, if he's had a procedure beforehand, that would have been in his medical records. Maybe they listened for it. I don't know. So even if you're healthy, it can just happen out of nowhere. And unless he was experiencing symptoms, it could have easily have been missed. One thing I haven't seen answered yet is this why he was took off at half-time against Villa? Because the timing's very suspicious, isn't it? The timing is very, very suspicious, and I haven't seen a suitable sort of reason for that substitution at halftime. But anyway, I would say since joining, Mazraoui has been one of our standout performers. It's an absolute nightmare to lose him. Obviously, his health with something so serious has to come first. This isn't someone like, fucking run it off and play through it. It's proper, and he has to make sure he's definitely dealt with. He's probably been our best signing this summer, and he's comfortably been our best player this season. And losing him now just as the season is heating up is an absolute kick in the bollocks for us. And it leads on to more problems because with Mazraoui out, we now only have one fit fullback in Delo. Luke Shaw is still injured. He made a real fucking smart choice in the summer to speed up his recovery, to make sure he played for England. And even though he's not played since February for United, didn't show in good shape for pre-season and has since got himself injured again. So nice one, Luke. Really appreciate that. Obviously, we have Harry Amas. I think the fact that we haven't seen him for a minute in the squad suggests that the manager doesn't think he's ready at the moment, despite that he looked quite effective on pre-season. So I was sitting here thinking, like, I wonder how we're gonna do this. Now, I thought the most obvious thing is, well, the most obvious thing is you probably keep Delo at left back where he's played all season. You bring in Delo at right back, and you rock and roll, basically as you have been. Then I thought, do you know what? No, I actually think there's a better way to do that. And I think a better way to do that, even though you could probably only do it once a week, would be to bring in Johnny Evans and move Martinez over to left back alongside De Ligt and move Delo over to right back. And I was like, that'd give you a real good ball-playing platform, actually. And I like that. One of the reasons why we've been so good with Mazraoui in terms of his help develop our playing out. He's been so solid at the back. He makes excellent decisions. He's had some excellent last-ditch tackles. Without him, we are going to be forced into a tactical adjustment, which I think really could hurt our build-up play. And you know how important balance is when playing out from the back. Losing Mazraoui, I think, now sees a drop in the fluidity of something that wasn't exactly 10 out of 10 anyway. And it could be a real struggle for us. Now, in terms of the recovery for him, the cardiac arrhythmia can be caused by quite a few things. It can be genetic, it can be lifestyle, it can be something external like an illness. There's been a lot of speculation that I've seen all over Twitter this afternoon about whether conditions like these are linked to the vaccines. And obviously, I have no idea. There's no evidence pointing to that in Mazraoui's case. It sounds like it's been something that has been with him for a while. I think the question is, what's the effect of this in a long term? Supposedly, there's a procedure that can just fix the issue, but if he's already had that, does that decrease the efficacy of that? Some players can just continue their careers without problems. For others, it's a condition that can return. We're obviously going to have to keep an eye on him over the coming weeks and hope that he makes a full recovery, because it'd be sickening with how good he's been if we don't get that going forward. And then you've got this other bit of news, which has just hit us. So we know our options are limited in defence. And then we got this update about Lisandro Martinez. I've just lost my note. Hang on. Two seconds, Turkish. So we're doing it live. Don't work live with kids and animals or Twitter. So there is a physical concern for Lisandro Martinez that is not leaving him in good shape. Great. So one of the options, and one of the actual decent options that we had, would have been to try Lisandro Martinez. And now we don't even have Lisandro Martinez. So I think United, after the crisis that we had in defence last season, we've already lost Maguire. We haven't got Luke Shaw. Mazraoui's about to take an extended period out. And by the sounds of it, so's Mazraoui. Lisandro Martinez as well. The injury crisis that we had last season might be coming back. Can we survive the next few weeks? When you look at the fixtures, I should pull them up actually, because the fixtures are not kind, because there's some winnable games and there's some tricky games. Brentford, the way they play. Fenerbahce. West Ham. I don't know if we beat West Ham at the moment. We've got EFL Cup against Leicester. Then you got Chelsea. Out of all those games, how many games can you see us winning? And that's between now and the 3rd of November. It's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking good. I got a video coming out in the morning where I'm going to look at Thomas Tuchel, because there's been a lot of noise since that meeting that Thomas Tuchel is supposedly favoured by Jim Ratcliffe. So I'm going to look into why Thomas Tuchel is supposedly favoured by Jim Ratcliffe. But let us know, how are we going to navigate this? Or are we just doomed for the same shite we saw last season, where we just can't do anything? It's not looking good. It's in a bit.